Welcome to your franchise journey. Congratulations, first step. Nice to meet you, Jennifer and Matt Lucas, and we are here to help you find a path to true business ownership.
So we just wanted to take a few minutes to give you an idea of what to expect as you go through each of these steps, what we refer to kind of as the due diligence process. First starts with just a simple phone call with us.
We just want to get to know you.
Yep, understand your interest, your goals, what you're looking to get out of an investment opportunity. Everybody's different. There's no right or wrong answers. But the more we learn about who you are, what you're looking for, then it makes it easier for us to put together a really solid list of opportunities that you'll enjoy.
Okay, so let's dive into it. So there's several different phases that you're going to go through for franchise ownership. The most important part of it in the beginning is just like Matt said, getting to know you. I spend a lot of time researching these brands, getting to know these brands, understanding who they're looking for, personalities, cultures, and I want to find brands that are available in your area with plenty of room for growth to build and scale. We will present these brands to you, and from there you narrow it down, and we can do that as many times as you need to. And then we move into the actual due diligence process. So step one is introduction to the franchise.
Yep. And then, so what that typically entails is having a phone conversation with the franchisor. Call one is going to still be pretty high level. They'll go into the weeds a little bit, but it's more of a get to know you, allow you to get to know them. High level, information about the brand, just the overall training systems, tools that they provide to you as an owner. And then you will move to step two, which is usually going to be the franchise disclosure document being disclosed to you and actually reviewing that document together with the franchisor. Now keep in mind, we're going to lay out these steps here. They will vary a little bit, based upon the brand. Sometimes brands on call two will do a unit economic call and do the FDD third. So they may not be 100% in this order, but these are the different phases that you will see. So FDD was phase two, reviewing the franchise disclosure document. We're going to provide to you a link to reference on the FDD. It's going to break down every item within the document, what it means, what it covers, and the importance behind it. So definitely keep that resource available to you at all times as well. If you don't have that, shoot me a text 270-215-2844 or an email at mlucas@thefranchisingcompany.com, and I'll make sure to get that over to you.
All right, so moving on, step three is typically when you start the actual due diligence, and then after that, validation.
Kind of combined. So, the overall due diligence is going to be reviewing the franchise disclosure document. It's going to be reviewing the unit economics, the financial projections, the initial investment, talking to owners through validation. This is the most important step, in my opinion, of the entire due diligence process.
And we have a video of questions that you should be asking, and we'll reference that below.
Yes, absolutely. But this is the time that you get to actually talk with current owners. Talk to the folks that are, doing this day to day. What are they seeing? What are their successes? There's no perfect business model out there. And so, with that being said, you want to know the good, the bad, the ugly, right? And so having these conversations with these owners, again, what are their wins? Where do they struggle? How do they feel about the support the franchisor is providing to them? Are the systems, the tools, the resources adequate for them to be supported in growing and scaling their business? How much money did they invest from signing their franchise agreement until they turned cash flow positive?
What would they do differently?
What would they do differently? What was the time frame to turn cash flow positive? Where are they at financially today? Will they be open to sharing, a pro forma with you so that you can help, or so that it can help you put together your own financial projections as you look to move forward, with a specific brand?
And typically you can speak to as many as you need to. You don't have to just speak with the top performers. You can speak with the bottom performers. You can speak with people that are new, people who are established.
I think one of the biggest keys with validation is you definitely want to talk to somebody at every level, the top, the middle, the bottom. You want to hear just the differences in viewpoints. Also, I think just as important is talking to folks that are in markets similar to yours. So Definitely, be specific in who you want to connect with, and the franchisor can help make those connections.
So moving on, after that, we'll really dive into funding. And Matt is connected with a ton of different funding options and funding opportunities, and he'll walk you through that. But you want to talk about that in more detail?
Yeah, I think real quick, just high level, there are a lot of different ways that you can fund these investments, right? And so first and foremost would be cash. If you're sitting on a pile of cash and you want to invest that, absolutely able to do that, no worries. Another most popular route is the SBA, Small Business Administration. That's usually going to be a 10-year term, prime rate plus 2.75%, so the interest rate is a little bit higher, but it's still by far, without a doubt, the most popular way to fund a new business investment. A 401k or IRA rollover. So there are ways to actually access funds in a 401k or IRA that is not tied to your current employment, with no tax penalty or early withdrawal penalty for using those funds to invest and start your own business. A stock portfolio loan. So if you've got stocks that are not tied to a 401k, there are ways to sometimes leverage those without pulling them from the market, keep them vested, but there's ways to leverage those funds, kind of almost like a home equity line of credit, but it's a line of credit against your stock portfolio. Sometimes that has a more advantageous interest rate than an SBA. HELOC, home equity line of credit, is another. An unsecured line of credit is kind of one that's gaining in popularity a little bit. So again, there's a lot of different options with regards to funding. We'll certainly take some time, talk about your financial situation, and put together the list of available options to you, and let you decide which one makes the most sense, and then we can make connections to our resources based upon that.
Once you're through all of that, you will either be invited or not be invited to meet the team or go to Discovery Day. Each brand labels this event something different, but essentially you're getting to meet everyone that is going to support you, typically on site, sometimes virtual.
Most of it is in person these days. Post COVID, they were doing a lot of these virtually, but most brands have transitioned back to doing these in person, which in all honesty is a benefit. These are going to be the people that are helping you, as you go through the daily grind of really building and scaling, growing your business. So very important to go out and meet with these people in person. Again, as Jennifer was saying, sometimes these are referenced as meet the team days, discovery days, confirmation days. Regardless, they all mean the same thing. And it's really the final step in the process. You're going to have already been through all the other phases of the due diligence. You're going to have already talked to owners. You're going to have a pretty good idea by this stage that, hey, this is what I want to do, and this is where I want to go. And this is really that final piece of the puzzle that, hey, I'm going to go meet with these people, see them in person, size them up. Final step of the interview process for you to be approved by them, but also for you to approve that that's the brand that you want to go forward with. So by the time you get to meet the team day, more often than not, the brand's pretty confident in you, just like you're pretty confident in the brand. Does it happen where a brand, meets a candidate in person and decides not to approve them or award them for a franchise? It does happen. It's happened to some of our candidates. We will, prior to meet the team day or discovery day or confirmation day, we will guide you and kind of coach you up on just things to be prepared for, questions to ask, things to be looking for. So usually if an award is not made, there's a reason behind it, and it's just not the best fit, which is good for the brand to let us know up front so that you're not making a bad decision, and we can always pivot to something else at that point if needed. But again, we'll guide you and coach you through that as you prepare for your visit.
And ultimately, throughout this whole process, being responsive, staying in contact, staying in contact with Matt. He's going to help you through the whole thing. Completing any homework, doing what they ask you to do, being on time, showing up, and that's all you have to do. Like we said in the beginning, we can help you through the whole process. We can do that review call with different brands as many times as you need. But we're here to help you to find that perfect opportunity and dive into business ownership.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note too that even after you sign a franchise agreement, once you've made your final decision, you sign a franchise agreement, I'm still going to be reaching out to you, touching base. We're not going to talk near as often. You won't need me at that point because the franchisor is going to be, there providing your support. But I'm still going to touch base. I'm genuinely interested to see how things are going, your wins. If there are struggles, where are they? Can I help? Can I bring a third party outside perspective and give some ideas or thoughts on, hey, try this, try that. I will always be touching base, usually about once a quarter, but I tell all of our candidates that for as long as you own the franchise, you can reach out to us at any time. We'll be happy to jump on a call, talk through anything that we need to talk through. We've been in this long enough that we've had candidates come back and buy franchise 2, 3, even 4.
Or reference to their friends and family who are looking into business ownership.
We get a lot of referrals from friends and family, but we've, again, been in it long enough to where some of our candidates have already exited, and we've helped with that exit strategy. We've helped with the planning. We may have even, with a couple of them, we've even actually, listed the businesses for them and helped them find the buyers. So, definitely keep us updated throughout the years, and we'll continue to check in as well.
We look forward to speaking with you.